Welcome back to It Was Never a Phase Cards. In today's video, we're talking about cards and sealed product that I am going to be looking to purchase throughout the month of November. It's a fun little variety of cards and stuff this week, so I'm actually really excited. Let's just jump straight into it. And this one is kind of a big deal for me. And as you guys can see behind me, I do have one of these boxes. If you're not familiar, I have the Gyarados one, which is the Hiroshima box. But you can see that there is a variety of these Pokemon Center exclusive Japanese boxes. They're really not that crazy of a box. There's not that much in there, but I want to complete the set. So these are something that's on my list, as they just did a reprint of these, although the price really hasn't been coming down that much. And they're actually crazy expensive compared to how much they cost. So I do need two of the boxes, right? So I have this one right here, the Hiroshima box, but I need the other boxes right here, top and bottom right here. And they've been selling for upper 200s, lower 300s right now. You can see right here, here's currently some of the listings for the Fukuoka box right here. 345, 360, 380. I was hoping that this price was going to go down because we talked about this a little while ago on Poke Beach, that these are actually a $14 box, right? 2,000 yen or $14, but they've been going for 300 to 500 on eBay. And I just want to complete the set. So it's one of those things where, all that's in there is a deck box, some sleeves, and then a promo card. So this is one of the ones I'm missing. This is the one that I have. And then this is the other one that I am missing right here. So they're really nice collection boxes. They're kind of like, they're like the poncho boxes in a way, but they're obviously not as crazy. And that's just one thing that I have to have for my collection. So we'll have to see. I'm kind of waiting to see if the prices go down a little bit. They should have already, they did a lottery for these, like for the reprint of these, which ran through September 30th, and winners would be notified between the 3rd and 14th, but then the boxes won't ship, from November till February. So I'm hoping maybe middle of November, the prices might drop a little bit. I don't know. It's just something that I'm keeping an eye on very closely, because I do want to add these boxes to my collection. And I know that they're going to be a little expensive, and, it's kind of a really long-term thing, like going to just hold them forever in my collection. So even if I have to pay a little bit more, it's kind of okay, but I just want to get the best price possible currently. So that's the first thing on my list. Secondly, I need to pick up a Dark Gyarados first edition in a PSA 9. Here are some of the last solds. You can see varying a little bit, right? Down here as high as 350 and as low as 270. So obviously I'd like to be in the upper 200 range and not into the 350 range, but we'll have to see what's available. I am working on collecting a lot of first edition holos in a PSA 9. I found that it's like the most affordable way to do it, and I feel like when it comes to like vintage stuff, I'm happier with that 9. Anything modern, it's obviously like 10 or bust, but when it comes to this vintage stuff, especially first editions, it seems like PSA 9s are kind of like my middle ground that I'm happy with, and it's really been, my wallet's been really thanking me for that choice, because 10s are where it gets insane. And you can see this is a pretty low pop, even in a 9. There's under 2,000 cards in a 9. Obviously, a 10 would have been even better. There's only 469 copies in a 10. But, as Gyarados being one of my favorite Pokemon, I figured I gotta really need to be working on my Gyarados collection. So this is another one currently. Let me know if you have a card in the comments that you think I should try and add to my collection. I have obviously quite a few Gyarados on my list, but let me know if you have anything specific that you think that I should be chasing. So that's a PSA 10 that is on my list currently. And then I also wanted to talk about Blooming Waters for a second. Now, this has been a recurring product on my monthly buy list, and for a good reason. 151, it has the nostalgia. It brought so many people in. It's an insane set. And Blooming Waters boxes, I still think right now, they're taking a little bit of a dip. And I think that these are going to be a really good buy. This is one product that I've been kind of dollar cost averaging. So, every month I get at least one box is kind of my current plan. Maybe depending on how things shake out, I could get multiple boxes per month. It just depends on kind of how my funds shake up. I don't have, unlimited money. I'm on a tight budget here, honestly, for the most part. But Blooming Waters boxes make a lot of sense right now. Right now they're at $175. Most recent sale at $160. You can see they're pretty much at $175 right now, lowest listeds on TCG Player, but you can see they've taken a little bit of a dip, right? There were, just a few dollars though, but they're on a little bit of a dip right now. And if you look at this price right here, you do get, just keep in mind, you get, besides the promos, you get 12 packs, okay, for $175. And right now, the per pack price is $16.60. So if you do the math on that, 16.6 times 12 is $199.20. So that's actually a really good buy. You're getting that $200 worth of packs essentially for $175, and obviously you get them in a sealed box. So that's why this, especially right now, looks like another good thing to buy. And then if you're worried about them dropping a little bit in value, you know, because things have been receding just a little bit, that's why you just dollar cost average. So you don't spend, you know, if, like for example, if you had $5,000, you don't buy 5,000 in 1 month. You can dollar cost average if that's something you're worried about. And that's just kind of been my approach. I'm just slowly building up some of my sealed collection. So adding some Blooming Waters is always good. Like I said, booster pack pricing pretty high for 151. It's been as high as $18 at the beginning of the month. It dipped a little bit, but now it's up to, you know, $16.60. If you zoom out right here, we're at pretty much an all-time high for booster packs, or a 1-year high, right? It previously $12 in February, and then it dipped back down to around 9 or 10. So 151 is in high demand still, and that's why I like Blooming Waters. Similar approach for this box, right? I've mentioned it before. I got one right here. This is the Prismatic SPC. It's kind of the same approach, but I just want more exposure to Prismatic Evolutions. I think that this is going to be one that ages really well, does really good long term. Once again, I'm just dollar cost averaging. Right now, these are dropping as well. They were as high as $326 back on October 12th, and now they're down to $306 currently. Listed median is at $330. They'll probably come back up. You know, obviously up pretty big, 45% in the past 3 months. They were $210 back here. So just another one that I'm just going to continue to dollar cost average into. Once again, not going it's too crazy. It's just every month, you know, hopefully get a box, maybe 2, maybe 3, if things are looking really good. So Prismatic SPC, that's one of the ones I'm still targeting. I think that people are going to go crazy for this box into the future. Obviously, it has really nice accessories. I mean, look at the sleeves, the playmat. It's going to be a great box down the road. So that's currently what I'm looking at. And, you know, it's one of those things for if they print more, great. If the price tanks, great. Then I'm going to dollar cost average. So I'm not worried about, you know, a heavy reprint of this. I'm protected. I feel like I'm protected with the dollar cost average. And honestly, I would love for the prices to tank so I could pick up more boxes. So that's my current mindset when it comes to the Prismatic SPCs. And then next up is Surging Sparks. So there's been a lot of talk right now about a Surging Sparks reprint happening. And obviously, booster box prices have been going down pretty big, almost 20%. Just in the past month, right? From $300, looks like they've rebounded a little, $230 up to currently around $245. So this is another one that is on my list to maybe pick up some additional Surging Sparks boxes. Obviously, $230 would have been a little bit better entry point, but it's kind of one of those things that I'm going to continue to monitor and see. I don't know how much more they're going to continue to drop right now, because these are at $245. You know, barely above the cheapest current Scarlet and Violet era box. And Surging Sparks is, you know, the set that, you know, Twilight started to get things going with the Greninja, and that card was doing really well. But Surging Sparks is really the one that a year ago really got this market starting to go. It kind of lit the fire, and then it really accelerated things, obviously, into like January and Prismatic. But right now, Surging Sparks is another one that, at least kind of where things are at, picking up some boxes at this price. Because if you look at the 1-year chart, obviously, this box is coming off of its high of $300. Back here, it was at $260, and looks like the low recently was around $215. So it's just another one that maybe not looking to like pick up a ton per se, but kind of adding some additional boxes. I have a decent position of Surging Sparks currently, so I'm not too worried about adding too much more. Luckily, Surging Sparks was one of those ones that I had pre-ordered at $100 a box, like right before the big blow up. So I was actually very fortunate that, you know, at the time, Forge and Fire Gaming, who I had pre-ordered through, honored that price. So I was actually very happy with that. So that was a big win for me, honestly, when it came to the Surging Sparks stuff. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not too hungry to get additional Surging Sparks boxes. But, you know, if these prices continue to hold or tank even more throughout the month, then I'll probably have to add some Surging Sparks boxes, because I think, you know, especially any lower than this, I think you're looking at a good buy. And like I said, It's not that much higher right now than Scarlet and Violet Base. Now, Scarlet and Violet Base isn't one I'm currently looking to pick up. However, I do like SV Base. I think it's a good set. This one's down. What has it been doing? It's down 3% in the past month. Nothing crazy, but it's at 238, and you have Surging Sparks at 245. So this one seems a little bit like more of a no-brainer. Obviously, this is a newer set, subject to reprints, like we've been seeing. But off of this drop in price, I think might be a decent entry point, all things considered. So once again, I would just be a little bit cautious when it comes to some of these things. But as far as like the booster box reprints that they have done in the past, they haven't really been much to like really make a big dent. They've really been prioritizing other products, right? Other ancillary products, not booster boxes. So even if they reprint booster boxes, it doesn't look like they reprint a ton. However, that is subject to change, right? They could, we don't even know. They could flip the script on that and print an absolute disgusting ton of booster boxes. So that always is a possibility. But you have to have the mindset when it comes to picking up sealed product, right? I'm always on like a 5 to 10 plus year, mindset down the road when it comes to most of these booster boxes. So if you're not able to wade through some drops in price, then maybe picking up some of these booster boxes isn't the best play for you. You got to be just a little bit mentally strong when it comes to that, even though honestly, all the sealed is holding up well. These little dips haven't really been very much. So sealed is looking really good. Next up, Evolving Skies. Now, this is one that wasn't on my list to pick up. And once again, this is going to be also influencing how much of some of my other stuff I get, because right now I'm picking up, or I will be picking up here shortly within the next few days, an Evolving Skies ETB, both of them, right? So we have this one and this one. I'm picking up one of each. One of my good friends is selling one of each at a pretty decent price. So it's one of those ones where I wasn't looking to add, but when Evolving Skies comes knocking at your door, you answer. So we have the Flareon, Jolteon, Umbreon, Leafeon box. Right now, I don't think it's really been dropping very much. It's down like 0.3%, but you can see it's kind of leveled off since about September, and it's kind of been just under that $400 mark. But this is a set I heavily believe in long term. I'm so bullish on Evolving Skies and pretty much anything Sword and Shield. So it's kind of a no-brainer to pick them up. This box has been doing pretty much the same thing as well. Since late September, early October, it's kind of been hovering around 380. Just consolidating. I think it's good and healthy, and I'm not worried about it. So 2 additional Evolving Skies boxes. Once again, not a planned thing, and that is going to take some of my funds away. So that's why I kind of have to mix and match when it comes to some of these things. So that's one that one of each that I'm adding. So, expensive ETBs, obviously, but when a decent deal comes your way, you got to go with it. So, and that doesn't happen to me very often, especially, off of eBay. So you don't have to pay sales tax or anything like that. So it's really nice. I'm actually very excited about that pickup. So Evolving Skies, adding to the sealed collection. And then speaking of Evolving Skies, this is something I should have done a long time ago. We're all guilty of it, right? There's always cards that we want to add to our collection that we neglect. And we go, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Well, I feel like this is one that I've wanted to add. I want to pick up this card in a PSA 10 specifically. And this is a bad time, right? All things considered. You look at the 1-year chart. Could be worse, though. I could be picking it up around here. It's come down. It's starting to bounce off, right? I should have timed this bottom a little bit better. And, we're getting the news that we very likely, it's not 100% confirmed yet, but that Storm Emerald set, or Emerald Storm, may be a Rayquaza set because of the Zygarde news that just came out recently. So I'm thinking that this card is going to get a lot more attention once we get closer to that, like, official announcement. So it's a little bit of a speculative play, but also I've always wanted this card. So this is one that I've been looking to pick up. And we'll have to see if it can get back to these prices of 800 back that we saw in March. A year ago, it was as low as 450, 460, shot up to 800, came back down as low as 630, and now it's at 688. So this is one that, once again, if funds allow, I do have a PSA order out with PSA right now. If that does well, there's a few cards I would obviously have to sell because this is a very large purchase for me. But here are some of the last solds. 1700, 1750, 1800, 1800, and then as high as 1955, 1900, and 1800. So this is one that I'd have to sell some PSA 10s for my latest grading, which is in QA right now, and I should have it sometime throughout the month of November. I don't know how late it's going to be. So if I get some of the good grades that I want, I might have to sell a few things that I kind of wanted to keep in order to make this happen. But this is another one that is a goal of mine, to possibly pick this card up in a PSA 10. So ahead of that Rayquaza set coming out, but just one I've always wanted, some more exposure to Evolving Skies. And I'm obviously a sucker, as you guys can see behind me, for PSA cards. So I'd like to have those in my collection. Another one I'm looking at, once again, this is going to be as funds allow, but the McDonald's Pikachu right now, I feel like it's at an interesting spot. Sales are kind of all over the place. You can see there's listings as high as 150. There's one as high as 195. Just because it's listed doesn't mean it's going to sell. But right now, they've been selling for around $100, a few of them. So this is one that I've been toying with the idea of picking up. I get that this is like the most graded card ever, but it's like maybe picking up a few PSA 10s is just kind of something I've been toying with, is if they'll go up in the long term. But obviously, with an insanely high pop, it kind of goes against like my logical side says not to, but I kind of just want a little bit of exposure to a few cards in case they move up a little. I don't think they're going to go like gray felt hat status. I'm not saying anything like that. It's a totally different card, right? But if they do continue to maybe make some traction into the future, I don't know. There's some history for this card being the most graded ever. So it's kind of like a pro and a con for it. So it's just something I've been thinking about. And if the PSA 10s continue to drop, then I definitely will scoop some up. But I'm like right there at the border where I feel like, this isn't the worst play at $98. So that's just something I've been toying with. It's not like I'm necessarily going to go through with it, but just something to think about. Also, a quick update on the population report, just so you guys know. I think last time it was in the 60s. We're up to 78,000 10s with 86,000 graded, and I guarantee you there is an absolute ton of these at PSA still. So this is one where, maybe you want to wait, because there's probably so many going through every single day at PSA that there's going to be so many hitting the market. And so maybe that price will continue to drop if we get a ton more. As kind of the market slows down and consolidates a little bit, maybe people aren't buying as much into this holiday season. Maybe this card in particular drops. So we'll have to see. It's kind of one of those ones where I kind of want to wait it out a little, right? So that's kind of my current approach. It's not a guarantee that's going to happen, but Burger Chew, that's my thoughts. And then lastly, to end it off, obviously, this is like the no-brainer. Every time we're doing like what I'm buying this month, if there's a new set coming out, this is in like it's at the end of the video, but it should be like pretty top priority. And this time I think I'm going to do something a little different. So Phantasmal Flames, we're doing a huge giveaway on the channel, by the way. There'll be a link in the description, and then there'll be a video popping up, I think, right here at the end. But anyways, right now, any Phantasmal Flames product that I can get my hands on at MSRP is something I'm going for, because I'm not usually one to have to pull a card, but I really want to pull that Charizard. And there's a few reasons. One, because it's insane, right? Absolutely crazy artwork. So I'm very excited. But I also, so as a side note, I got the, I don't normally do this either. I'm not really the biggest fan of graded guard. But they were doing this Daybreak. It's 1 out of 5,000. I actually got one, and it matches the Charizard. So I was like, well, if I got one of these limited things, I have to get the Charizard now, and I want to pull it. And so even if I pull it, it doesn't mean it's going to be a 10, but it's just something that I want to do, is to hopefully try and pull that Charizard. I'm hoping because of the smaller set size, it might actually be possible. So anyways, I did score, on the Pokemon Center at my LGS, and on one of the Walmart drops, believe it or not. So it's the most pre-orders I've actually scored at MSRP for a set in a long time. So I'm very excited, and that's also why I'm doing the giveaway. So we're giving away a ton of stuff. So make sure you go watch that video on how to enter, but also looking up to pick up some more stuff just to have some packs to actually rip. So that should be very fun. I don't know if we're going to do it as a live stream or if we're going to do it just as a recorded video, but I am going to be opening a ton of Phantasmal Flames, as well as giving away a ton of Phantasmal Flames. So for the giveaway, you do have up until the set comes out on the 14th. I think I said it was the 16th to officially enter. So I think, or maybe that's when we're doing the drawing on the 16th. So be entered before the 16th. So yeah, click on that video and watch and see how to enter. But very exciting there. So hopefully that would be the goal. We pull the Charizard, and then crazy enough, if we can grade it out of 10 and throw it in our limited edition graded guard one. I don't know if you guys can see that. It says, I don't think they numbered the guards. Anyways, it says 1 out of 5,000. I don't think the actual guard itself is numbered, which I feel maybe if it's not, is a little bit of a misstep. If you're gonna have something be 1 out of 5,000, they should put it on the actual, like on the side of the case. But anyways, I just was like, well, you know, I really should try for that Charizard, and I don't do that very often. Usually, I have had spurts in the past. If you go watch a few of my openings, I had some booster bundles from 151 that was pretty crazy. But for the most part, my luck when it comes to opening is pretty bad. And that's what's led me to not ripping so many packs. It just, my luck has been absolutely dreadful. So I'm going to go against that, and I'm going to try and put some positivity out there that I'm going to hopefully do good. So November is an exciting month. There's a lot of stuff that I'm wanting to buy. And honestly, that is the problem with Pokemon right now, is there's too much to want to buy, right? You saw at the beginning, we're looking at vintage stuff. We're looking at Japanese exclusives. We still want some 151. I still want some Prismatic. And then I'm like getting Evolving Skies. Now I want Phantasmal. It's like, can't have it all, right? So a lot of that is going to be dependent on my PSA return, right? There's going to be some cards that I'm going to have to sell from that. And I will be making a video when that comes back. I'm hoping to do a blind reveal, so that should be fun. I haven't done one of those in a while. That's all I have for you guys in this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.